TLDR, we're not getting Mark and Bai. Hey everyone, I'm Reyes, and welcome to a type of video that I usually don't do. For anyone who's watching me for the first time, I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/justreyes and usually just post a lot of highlights of my stream on this channel. However, this channel is going to start being very experimental. Secondly, I just want to say that I am not a Tower of Fantasy content creator. My content isn't going to be solely based around Tower of Fantasy. However, I have been playing the game for a while now, so I did want to make a video about this because it sparks my interest. But if you do end up liking the video and just want to see some random dude talk about video games and play video games, then I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. It'd make my nipples rock hard if I could get 100 subscribers. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. So about 40 to 45 minutes ago,
I beat the fuck out of my dick so goddamn hard
perusing the TOF Reddit and found the hottest post being a dev log. The topic was pertaining to collab characters, namely Mark and Bai. So let me go read that out for you. The post reads, "Dear Wanderers, thank you for your continuous support of Tower Fantasy. It's the TOF team here. It's been a while since the last devs report, and some of you may have started to think, fine, they don't care about what we're talking about. We do care. Even if we are facing countless tasks every day and sometimes attacked by hackers, we are working very hard on a fair operation and anti-cheat. We will never give up on continuous communication with you all. We've conducted some in-game events in the past months, and thank you all for your participation. We will keep working on new and interesting events and enrich the game content. On the other hand, we also realized that some feedback about the frequency regarding these events that make Wanderers stressful. Okay. We admit that we have some ambitious goals of giving global Wanderers the latest game experience by catching up with the progress of the CN version. However, we will also consider adjusting the event schedule accordingly to provide you with more comfortable experiences." So basically here, they're just saying that they realize that people don't like the amount of events that were coming out. Now, I'm not necessarily looking at TOF Reddit every day, so I'm not too sure how people feel about the frequency of events. Personally, I don't mind event frequency as it just gives us more resources that we can save in the end. My playtime on TOF has drastically went down, and I haven't really been optimizing my time with TOF. So, I'm not really stressed by events and their event frequency. I'm not playing it optimally, I don't really care about it. But, I will play enough to get all the resources that I want/need. However, it is nice to see that the devs do want to change the schedule up just for people who feel actually overwhelmed about this. Anyways, moving on here, it continues with saying that with mention of TOF's CN version, we also want to talk about collaboration characters that were frequently discussed these days. The team really appreciates your enthusiasm for these characters. Unfortunately, the global version may not be able to provide these characters due to copyright barriers. However, we may work on other collaboration events and characters in the future. Please stay tuned. TLDR, we're not getting Mark and Bai. That is the big meat and potatoes of the video. If you want to know my personal opinion on the matter, I'm happy. I'm happy that they're not bringing Mark and Bai. So let me give you a couple points as to why I'm actually happy that these characters aren't coming out. The point of collaboration characters is to increase the current player base. One with new players who are familiar with the IP, and for current players who are also familiar with the IP. So let's talk about Mark and Bai.
Who?
Mark and Bai are from a CN-only game called Linkage. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Okay, so editing Reyes here. Apparently, after doing a little bit of research, which I should have done before I made this video and, well, knew about Mark and Bai, but apparently, Linkage is not a game. It's actually a animated series. But at the same time, it still doesn't really change the fact that not a lot of people know about Linkage. But let me ask you, how much of Global do you think actually knows of Linkage? Exactly, not a lot of people know about Linkage. And if you're in the minority of people who have played Linkage, let me just tell you that there are a wider majority of people who don't look for CN games to play, or any other gacha degen that just wants their gacha fix. If Linkage even is a gacha, I don't even know. At the end of the day, Mark and Bai are not going to be serving their purpose as collab characters in Global. Okay, but what about their kits and their overall power? Isn't that desirable enough? I will level with you and say that Mark and Bai's kits are very interesting, and obviously in CN, they look very powerful. with me highlighting Mark because he just has a really cool kit, especially because he can get into a mech. But you have to realize that Global's balancing has been very, very different from CN. In fact, a lot of characters are very different and they're not as strong as their CN counterparts. And to add on, this also doesn't mean that the kits of Bai and Mark aren't going to be in the game. They already have this in the files, and they can just reskin those kits into other collaboration characters that will be successful. Not everyone playing this game is a meta slave, and not everyone playing this game is even familiar with CN. Some people don't even care about that shit. Honestly, that's kind of like the biggest point here, is that not everyone knows these characters. And that's the point of collab characters, is for people to play the game because they know the character. I'm sorry if you are bummed that Mark and Bai aren't coming, but they did say that they do want to collab. So let's just hold on to hope and pray that they come out with a banger collab that more people can enjoy other than the people who follow CN or are meta slaves. Alright, so let's talk about adjustments and optimization. We already know, if you have been playing this game is heavily unoptimized. I will say that the performance has been getting better, so they may be actually taking actions that I haven't been actually noticing. But if they're talking about optimization and game experience adjustments, then hopefully they're gonna keep continuing it and the game is a lot more easier, the UI is a lot better, and the optimization is way better, especially with it coming to Steam whenever. Now let's talk about the world bosses on Artificial Island. I don't know if they're talking about Homeworld or if they're talking about Artificial Island. Now, if they're talking about just regular Artificial Island, which is not the single player instance, then I don't care. I don't care about the respawn timer, about the Artificial Island bosses. Yes, they have matrices that, well, we couldn't have gotten in the regular world, but we have Homeworld and we can farm matrices now, so as long as we farm up the buildings. If they're talking about the Homeworld respawn times, then that's a good thing, because I don't like the Homeworld respawn timer mechanic on the bosses. Anyways, they finish off this devlog by saying this article is too short to include all the questions you are wondering about, but we will for sure continue the communication with you guys in the future. Currently, we are actively optimizing the methods of collecting feedback. We plan to enlarge our customer service CS team and hope to shorten the time of resolving issues. Besides the in-game CS support, we will also add more window outside the game, our official website. Of course, we will keep receiving your voices on other platforms as well and always be open to feedback and suggestions. Thank you for taking your time to read this report. See you next time. Sincerely, Tower Fantasy Team. So it's pretty much just a closing statement. They want to hear more voices, and obviously they want to optimize the amount of feedback that they can actually collect. But overall, honestly, I am really happy with this devlog. Personally, I'm not too cutthroat about it. I get it, this game has a lot of flaws and they need to be working overtime. And in fact, I will say personally that they are not fixing a lot of the things that people are complaining about in a timely manner. Personally, I think that this game still has a lot of potential, and so as long as they take steps that I am liking to make the game better, then I am going to be all for it. Personally, I'm really happy about the collab characters not coming because obviously I'm not invested into these characters. Yes, they're OP, but other than that, why should I be invested into characters that I don't know? They are acknowledging that the UI and overall game experience needs to be adjusted, and the optimization is obviously something that needs to be worked on as well. We just have to see if they are going to be following up on this. If we can get some patches where the game runs better, then I will be happy. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about with this devlog. But tell me, are you happy or sad that Mark and Bai aren't coming to Global? Did you want them because they were super strong, or did you want them because their character designs were cool? Or are you in the minority and actually have played Lin Cage? Let's not talk about Artificial Island. What do you think about Homeworld's respawn timers for the bosses? Do you think they're okay, or do you think that it's just an unnecessary chore that just takes way too much work? Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, I just want to say that I don't make Tower Fantasy content primarily. I just like discussing the things that pique my interest. I like VTubers, I like video gaming, I like anything nerd culture. And I will be doing a lot more discussion videos sooner or later as I get more ideas. So if you do want to see more videos of me talking about things like this, and if you want to see more gaming highlights as well, then please subscribe to the channel. Once again, I'd really love it if I could get to 100 subscribers. And why not? Why not flex being one of the first 100 subscribers to a small channel? And if you like this video, or if you disliked it, then like the video or dislike the video. But that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I can catch you on a live stream. I'll put my schedule right in front of my face here. And yes, I will be streaming both on Twitch and on YouTube. If you want to watch some Hololive Vampire Survivor action on HoloCure, then catch me live on Thursday at 8 p.m. PST. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video or stream. Have a good night, everyone.